Alright, so here is the second fight against Ornstein Smough, and I just used the souls that I got from running back and killing some of the enemies to buy more bolts. I believe that I bought heavy bolts with these ones because my last one left me at about 100 remaining, which, I mean, it's not terrible, but I'd really prefer to be kind of in the 200 range for fighting these guys, as I wasn't sure how long the fight went. You see me drop a lock-on right there, which is why I shot the ground. I was kind of frustrated by it. So again, this stage of the fight, it's just all about patience, and you'll see that it takes the majority of the time of this video, actually. It really goes on for a while. But, I mean, that's absolutely 100% how you have to do this fight. Doesn't matter if you're using a ranged weapon or a melee. You cannot tank the two of them. You just cannot. You have to be patient, and like I said before, my recommendation is to take on Ornstein first, or take on Smough first, leaving Ornstein. I just find that he's the easier of the two to deal with in their mega form. Not going to bother with my souls because I think it was like 500 or so. So it's really not important that I pick them up. Pretty much any distraction that you have could be very bad, which is why I'm doing this as post-commentary. I didn't want to try and be talking about what I was doing, and I didn't want to be cussing up a storm, because I also did a little bit of that. Just a little bit. It's a very frustrating fight sometimes, just because you can get so close to victory and waste a good 10 minutes of kiting them around, dealing small damage. That was a greedy bow attack by me, very greedy, but wound up paying off. So, see, I'm already got him down about halfway, so I mean, it's really not going too bad. But just keeping an eye on both of them. You see here, trying to keep pillars in my view, so that way I know that I've got room to maneuver. So there's a now broken pillar, so that should take care of all of them. And then do the 90-degree roll when he does his overhead smash, so that way I can get in a bow shot. That attack does leave him open, but I had Ornstein chasing me, so it was a little risky. Didn't want to do it. So, yeah, I mean, it's a bad fight. I'm not going to say, like, oh, it's so super easy, but it's a lot of being patient. It's a lot of getting frustrated. And I think the second half is really going to show kind of something interesting with it. And it's definitely going to be the longer portion of it. There are a few moments where I get a little on tilt from it, but nothing too bad. And then I just knew that I had Ornstein on the right side of him, so I wanted to dodge left there. Just kind of keeping him in the way, creating a little sandwich between the two of us. Super greedy attack. I got punished for it. Shouldn't have done it. 100%. Which is easy to say for me in replay mode. Like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that thing that caused me to take damage. But you'll see as soon as I take out Ornstein, which I'm not going to do here because it still felt greedy, I'm going to immediately mash the heal button, and I'll get it in right after the cutscene. So there we go, one of them down, and I'm like, should I let this cutscene play out? And after like 5 seconds, I just decided, nah, why bother? So I was like, yeah, maybe. They've already seen it. I'm a little on tilt. Why not? Let's go ahead and skip. Anytime now, me. Anytime. Apparently, I just got sick of it right at the end. So there's my belated healing. And here you'll see how much damage this can do. Look at that. That is a ton. So all of a sudden, I have this massive newfound respect for that attack. So get in the way of a pillar. Do double flips to avoid it. I'm still not sure right here if I'm going to go with my my strategy of the left foot. Try out the lightning bolt. You see it does 87 damage against him, and I'm like, is it really worth 700 souls to do 90 damage? So try to switch back, switch to the Zwei. There we go, got the right bolts. And now I'm like, screw it. I'm going with this strategy. You just hug his foot. So yeah, heavy bolts do more damage than the lightning bolts. So I think it's a matter of 2 resistances, that he just has an extra elemental damage resist. So the difference between the bolts isn't making it go through. That stomping attack, best attack ever because it's easy to counter, but you want to go away from it, and then immediately after you're done counterattacking, get right back in. So you see here, he's not using his super powerful lightning bolt attack. He normally doesn't use a charge that much, and if you stick right on top of his foot, that spear attack is going to miss you every time. And you'll see a few instances where this is not the case. That charge, also a very good attack. If you can basically bait it to get him repositioned, that's for the best. And here I forgot that he had his nice little 4-stage attack, which is why I took some damage. I thought it was a 1. I was wrong. So now I'm going to be in heal mode, where basically I'm going to try and bait out a good attack to get in an Estus. You can't get too greedy. It's the same as attacking with healing, and I know that it always sounds so important, like, oh man, my health is a little low. I have to get in this heal. But if you get greedy with trying to Estus up, and I also forgot he has a fast bolt that goes crazy fast, and I think it clips me once, and I get a little pissed off about it. But if you get greedy with your Estus, you're going to die just as well. You'll be losing an Estus for no reason, because his counterattack is going to do damage. And you see, I'm just trying to drop my guard whenever his attack is stopped, so that way I can regenerate stamina in between. And we got another one of those attacks, which I didn't dodge out of the way of, but whatever, didn't matter. It really only does minor lightning damage, especially if you're blocking, so it's not the worst of his attacks to get hit by. I think by far his long-range lightning spear is the worst. And here, things start getting a little bit awkward, because his positioning is not conducive to counterattacks, and it's also not conducive to dodging. He is in the corner, which, yeah, like, you can't... When he goes for his attack that leaps back, you don't have as much room to maneuver, and all of his attacks like that, it's just, I don't know. It's a little bit harder to get the maneuverability, so I'm kind of rooting for him to either get stuck in a loop where he keeps doing that, which doesn't ever happen, unfortunately, or that he does that attack. That was 100% what I needed. 100%. And I think right there he clipped me with his foot. Keep in mind that him moving as a boss will do damage to you. But overall, things are going really well. I still have half my Estus supply remaining, and I have him down at about half health. So barring any major screw-ups, this is looking good. Really disappointed by the lightning bolts, by the way. I thought they were going to be like this super OP boss killing item. I spent probably about 3 or 4 runs of farming, along with a few souls, just to try and get it, but didn't work out. So for the next phase, he's just going to be in this little alcove here, which is pretty good. You don't have the pillars to kind of block the attacks, but you still have some maneuverability. And that went right over my head, and I think, yep, that's the one. Doesn't matter if you're blocking, that will always hit you. So, I mean, looking at it, I was a little bit out of position for it. I don't think anything too outrageously. I think he just got a little bit lucky. And again, it seems so wrong to be this close to him. Greedy, paid off. It seems really wrong with a crossbow to get this close to him, but it stops a lot of his attacks, and it puts you in a very good position to be able to dodge all of his other ones. So I highly recommend it. And I was like, that's probably going to clip me again, isn't it? I was on tilt after that last one. But we've got him down to about maybe a quarter of his life, so we're feeling pretty good. Feeling really confident in this one. Yeah, pretty much at this point, I'm like dying to whip out a melee weapon so that I can just finish him off instead of having to deal with this hell. If I were to lose here, oh man, it would have been heartbreaking to have come this far. And I was so sure that he was going to whip out an attack that would kill me. But, yeah, I mean, most of his attacks, they put him in a position where if you have lock-on with a crossbow, then you're totally free to counter him. And he kept doing this, and I was so happy, because that attack is the easiest thing in the world to dodge. Like, there's 0% chance of that hitting when you're that close to him. I was just like, do it, man. Just keep doing that. Just keep doing that. And so finally, he does this, and I'm like, I'm in a corner. This is a bad place. Bad place. Run away. Run away. And I think he clips me. Yeah, he gets me again here. And that was a little bit heartbreaking. But, I mean, looking at his health bar, I'm like, I just need him to screw up once, and I win. So I decide to use this wall as cover, which winds up paying off because he hits it and realizes that he can't clip through it. So I've got one attack left, and he is happy to oblige with his death. So there we go. We managed to beat Ornstein and Smough, crossbow only, no summons. So happy about all that. And so get the Leo ring for beating him first.